I'm Larry Menti. Welcome back to the Delaware Way. Technology that was first invented for space that now could help save lives here and property on Earth. John Hinkle is the Senior Design Engineer of ILC Dover to explain all of this. Let's start with what it is we're talking about and why it was first invented.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation. Sure. Yeah, so it really started in 2007 with the Department of Homeland Security. If there was a storm, a natural disaster, or a terrorist attack that caused a breach in the tunnel, they needed a way to rapidly prevent the rest of the system from flooding and destroying a whole transit system.
And so you had this space technology that you thought to yourself, hey, that could be us. What was it originally built for?
Yeah, so ILC Dover is really a company that specializes in soft goods technology, which is flexible technology, and we're using it in life-critical applications like manufacturing of pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical drugs and personal protective equipment and aerostats, and also our most iconic product is the spacesuit for NASA, which we've made since the Apollo program. So we've also done inflatable habitats for NASA. So the resilient tunnel plug, the lineage of the technology can be traced directly to the space program, from the spacesuits to the space habitats that we've done for Mars and the lunar surface, to the airbags on Mars that use the same material called Vectran, which is kind of similar to Kevlar. It's a high-strength material that we used on the airbags for Mars in 1997 and early 2000s to land those rovers, the Pathfinder and then Spirit and Opportunity. And that material was really critical, and we were able to bring it forward to the resilient tunnel plug.
And so there was a habitat you were talking about that I've seen the pictures of them, these giant inflatable balls that people could live in, is what you're saying.
Correct. On
the moon and have oxygen, or on Mars or wherever they're going to live.
Right.
But then when the Homeland Security asked for a way of plugging up these tunnels, you went, well, we've got it. We already have it made.
Right.
And have you tested this?
We've built a full-scale tunnel system right in our facility in Frederica, Delaware, and we've tested this and completed our validation testing to prove that this wild and crazy concept really can be used to prevent flooding of tunnels.
And tell me why that's important. Take me through what can happen if the tunnels aren't plugged up.
Yeah, so the concern is really a security situation. If a terrorist were to blow a hole in the tunnel and start flooding the system, you could lose the entire transit authority, and that would be a major devastation to any city. So we've developed these tunnel plugs, and they're kind of similar to like a car airbag, where you put it on the wall, you wait for an event to happen, and when you need it, it deploys out and inflates to fill the tunnel and create like a dam in a moment's notice.
So it's automatic. It senses there's a problem and it blocks off the tunnel.
Correct, correct. We need to be ready at a moment's notice. So it can't be something you take out there and deploy it. It's got to be ready to go. So that's why it sits right there in the tunnel and is ready to go when you need it.
Well, just to get a practical application, so during Superstorm Sandy, New York City, everything was basically shut down and the tunnels were flooded. This could prevent it?
Well, so this was really designed for a security operation, but in 2013 we were contacted by New York City Transit and said, could this be used for flood mitigation from a hurricane? And so we brought the tunnel plug up to South Ferry Station and did a deployment demonstration there, and it was amazing. So we've developed some derivative products based on the tunnel plug that were really designed for New York City and really for flood mitigation. They're called FlexGate, FlexWall, and FlexCover. And within 6 months after talking to the New York City Transit, we were able to have those systems installed in New York City.
Oh, that's wonderful. And are they just in New York, or is it now making its way across the country?
Yeah, so because the technology is very innovative, it uses this flexible technology, these tension fabric structures, and they can be packed up into very small volumes and stored at the point of use. So New York City is very porous. There's lots of openings from subways and train tunnels and things like that. So they need this technology to be stored right at the point of use. They can cover a subway opening or pull a flex wall, a barrier across another opening to prevent flooding. And so our first use was in New York City, but we've got a lot of interest across the country.
I'm so glad you're doing this in Delaware. Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much.
And good luck
with
the tunnel plug.
Thank you.
John Hinkle, Senior Design Engineer of ILC Dover. That wraps up the Delaware Way for this week. Go to kjwp2.com to replay segments from this show or from previous shows, and leave your comments about what you've seen on today's show on our Facebook page, or you can reach me on Twitter at the Delaware Way or at Larry Menti. We may read your thoughts on a future show. I'm Larry Menti. We'll see you again next week.